Well, welcome everybody. Just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Is my microphone back on, Steve?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. All right. Well, we are Suzanne and Steve Klasen. We are the owners of CruiseOne in Show Low, Arizona, and we want to welcome you to our presentation on Holland America's newly released Alaska 2025 sailings. So just a quick rundown of what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to talk about how you are going to embark on this unbelievable experience with Holland America in Alaska. We're also going to talk about the Holland America onboard experience, because how you get there is just as important as where you're going. And then we'll talk about some of our CruiseOne exclusive promotions and discounts and pricing that we have for you. And then get ready to sail. We're going to talk about some of the unbelievable experiences that you will have in the heart of Alaska. So if you're new to my agency, I just want to tell you a little bit about us. Steve and I are passionate travelers, and we want to have our clients have exceptional experiences. We have been in business for over 10 years. It'll be 11 years in August, so it's only a couple weeks away. We absolutely love to travel ourselves and have new adventures, and we love having those experiences, mostly because it then gives us that experience that we can share with our clients to make sure that when they travel, their experience is just as exceptional. And I always say this, you are the heart, clients are the heart of our business. Your dream vacation is our priority. We want to make sure that your whole vacation is just something that completely delights you and is beyond your expectations, exceeds your expectations. Just here's a quick timeline of my business and where I opened. I opened in Sonoyta, Arizona, and we moved up to Show Low in 2021. These last 2 years, I have been working on my education. I earned my Master Cruise Counselor in 2021, and this year I earned my Elite Cruise Counselor, which is the highest level of certification that Cruise Line International offers. I have been traveling the world for over 45 years. I've been to all 7 continents, and the reason I tell you that is because I want you to know that when you book your travel with me, you have somebody who not only has studied about the destination, but I've been there and experienced and have those firsthand experiences that I can share with you and make sure that your experience is, again, that good. This is our very first Holland America cruise. This is back in 1993. There we are walking around in Glacier. Steve, I asked Steve earlier before we started the presentation what was his favorite Alaska experience, and it was not wearing Dutch hats and posing with the staff. It was the walking around on that glacier that was so incredible. We took the helicopter ride. It was amazing. As I said, we travel all over the world, and again, we do that so that we have that firsthand experience to share with our clients. Just a couple of advantages of working with our agency. Again, you've got that insider. I've got that strong relationship with Holland America, where if there are any issues or problems, I've got a direct line to go talk to somebody to get it resolved. You get expert planning assistance because, again, Steve and I have built so much that we have a lot of experience and also training with each of the cruise lines and a lot of training with Holland America. And I know that one size doesn't fit all, so you get a consultative planning approach. We always have a low price guarantee. You will never, ever, ever pay less going direct with a cruise line than you will booking through our agency. And help is just one phone call away. No long hold times, no queues. You'll either get me or my voicemail, and I will call you back usually, within a few minutes and have your issue resolved or get the information I need to go get it resolved. So why are we having this presentation now? 2025 is almost 2 years away. Well, this is absolutely the best time to book your Alaska experience with Holland America in 2025 because they have so many early booking options. So we'll go into these in more detail, but I'm going to now turn it over to the lovely Amanda Ward of Holland America Line, and she is going to run through what makes the Holland America Alaska experience so special. So Amanda, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I am really excited to be here. I'm really excited to be here talking with Steve and Suzanne. They are fantastic. wonderful partners, so many cruise experiences to be able to walk you through all the nitty-gritty details of everything. Anything goes wrong, they're there to help you. They've seen lots of things happen for sure. So I'm excited to really get to talk to you about what makes Holland America and Alaska special to me, what makes us special and different and unique as well, and just why going to Alaska with Holland America really is an incredible experience, bringing you lots of memories and wonderful immersive adventures. All right, so let's go into Holland America and what makes us special with Alaska. We have been going to Alaska for 76 years now, which is pretty phenomenal. We were the first cruise line to get in there. We were the ones to really build relationships with the communities, with the ground handlers. We've continued to foster those relationships and really see a lot of the benefits because of that. We have smaller ships. We partner with all of the communities, so we are fully sustainable. All of our seafood in Alaska is from local seafood suppliers. So just a lot of great ways that we've been able to come in, bring in our sister companies as well, and just really have a wonderful place in Alaska that's part of our heritage as a cruise company. So one of the biggest questions that I hear is, when is a good time to go to Alaska? Well, I can tell you firsthand that any time within our Alaska season is a fantastic time to go to Alaska. You're actually going to get to see all 3 seasons from March through September. So this is great, depending on what you're looking for, depending on what your schedule is, depending on how much time you have. Anytime you travel to Alaska is going to be fantastic. Traveling in May through mid-June is going to be spring. You're going to have all of those flowers blooming. You're going to have lots of wildlife. You're going to have chances to see those baby animals getting to get out there and explore for the first time. From mid-June through July, you're going to have summer. So that's when you're going to have the most sunlight. You're going to have great weather. Still chances of rain and things like that, but lots of sunshine, lots of opportunity to get out there. And then of course, August and into September is going to be our fall season in Alaska, which is great. Wonderful fall foliage out there, beautiful smells, still lots of opportunity to see the animals. So there truly is no bad time to go out and see Alaska. So wonderful opportunities. Even going later in that season gives you opportunity to possibly see the Northern Lights.
And I want to say I did a cruise last September and we saw Northern Lights in Alaska.
Once in a lifetime, right? Wonderful experience.
Yeah, very exciting.
So Suzanne had mentioned how big Alaska was a little earlier, and you can see so much in Alaska and still have even more at the end of it. So we try to offer the best way to get out there and see as much as possible, as much as you would like and as much as you have time for. So we offer seeing Alaska in a cruise with Denali National Park, and then cruise with the Yukon and Denali. So going into the Yukon territory, which is fantastic. No other cruise line offers it, and it just gives you even more to explore and experience. We'll talk a little bit more.
Yeah, I was going to say that Yukon itinerary is great for somebody who's wanting to have less time at sea and more time on land. But we'll talk, yes, we will get into that.
So just a couple quick things about what makes us special. I mentioned the 76 years. I mentioned those relationships that we build. But because of that, we actually are able to take you in to Glacier Bay and guarantee 2 glacier viewings on all of our 5-night sailings or more. So that's really fantastic. So you're going to get all of those glacier viewings, all of those opportunities to see as much as possible. You can see in this picture here too, we have that whole bow open for people to get out there and see as much as possible when we're in these destinations. We have really mastered these itineraries. If you have a short amount of time, if you want less cruising, more land, more cruise, less land, we have so many opportunities to really mix and match the perfect itinerary for you based on what you have available. And that's where Suzanne comes in. She comes in and really gets the perfect itinerary for you. When we are on board, we want to make sure that you have the best experience as well. So we are going to provide you with opportunities to really immerse yourself in the destination of Alaska. We're going to have presentations. We partner with BBC Earth to really bring Alaska to life with both video and music and imagery. We are able to bring in all that sustainable seafood. You even have the opportunity to go out, catch your own fish, and come back on board and cook it. So a wonderful opportunity to really get out there and be a true Alaskan yourself. And then, of course, those pups, we cannot forget about those pups. Puppy breath is truly the best thing. And if you love puppy breath, we can get that for you. Absolutely. So I mentioned number one in Glacier Bay. We have the most entrances into Glacier Bay. So we are going to get you into Glacier Bay farther than a lot of the other ships, get right up to those glaciers. We're going to allow you to get up into the bow, open those balconies, sliding doors, get out there. We're going to slowly spin that ship around and make sure that everybody gets 360 view of everything that's going on. We're serving hot chocolate, glacier cocktails, split pea soup for our Dutch heritage. So a wonderful, wonderful experience. We bring the rangers on board and we have our naturalists on board that are going to make sure that you are not missing any wildlife and you get to nerd out as much as you want. Ask any of those questions, get to learn about whatever it is that really excites you and interests you while you're there. We're going to talk about the native culture and everything on board. So great, great day to get out there.
Yeah,
and
and
see
the
nature.
nice thing is that the junior ranger program is in place too. So if you have grandkids or kids that are coming along, there's really a chance for them to learn and experience the Alaskan culture through the junior ranger program.
Wildlife. This is something that everybody talks about with Alaska because the opportunity to get out there and see wildlife is phenomenal. You're going to really get to see both our big five for the cruise and then also our big five for the land. So being able to get out there and seeing those cute little sea otters, we have plenty of opportunities for you to get out there and do some whale watching where we guarantee that you will get to see animals or you get $100 back. So a lot of ways to get out there and see as much as possible, which is so fantastic. Getting to see the beauty of these whales, getting to see how amazing they are is fantastic. Some of the main ports that we visit all of these main ports. Our ships are smaller, so there is a lot of opportunity to just get off board and walk right into the city, take advantage of some of these fantastic activities. These are some of our most popular activities available. We have whale watching, seeing Mendenhall Glacier in Juneau, Sitka, where you can get out and kayak, whale watch as well, get out there and have some seafood lunches, really get active and enjoy how beautiful Sitka is. Ketchikan, learning about our lumberjacks and all their true talents, cutting wood without any sleeves on. I mean, who could not want to do that?
And then, of course, kids to that, and when they were little, they absolutely loved it. It was just
it's a lot of fun for young and old.
Family fun. Yep, fun.
Skagway actually has one of the most popular activities to do, which is the White Pass Rail. The White Pass Rail is going to take you up and show you exactly where those gold rushers went out searching for the American dream, looking for that gold, shows you exactly where that 30-mile hike up the mountain was that they had to carry all their supplies. It probably was way less beautiful as it is when you're on the train. I'm sure you enjoy it much more on the train, learning about the Russian history, learning about Skagway, and really just taking in the complete beauty of what a wonderful destination Skagway is. And even just the town itself, learning about the history, seeing all these shops, just how this city has truly kept itself in its authentic form is absolutely a great thing to see. So here are a few of our most popular 7-day itineraries. We have a variety of options for you, like I mentioned. Cruise-wise, these are some of our most popular 7-day itineraries. We have round
2025 dates. I was just going to add this to 2025.
Okay, so these are all the 25 dates that are on display here. So these are really great. You can see that we do round trip Seattle, we do round trip Vancouver, and then we also do northbound from Whittier down, I'm sorry, Vancouver to Whittier and Whittier down to Vancouver for southbound. What's great about this is when in those north and southbound itineraries, you can get off in Whittier and take the train right into Denali as well. So this is fantastic if you're pairing it up with a cruise tour. So a lot of great options. You can see those major ports that we get into. You can see we get into Glacier Bay, Icy Strait, Hubbard Glacier, and College Fjord. So some of these iconic destinations are included in all of these popular itineraries. So just picking out which one works best for you is going to get you seeing lots of Alaska. If you have a little bit more time, I definitely recommend taking a look at our 14-day itineraries. Here's what's great about these itineraries. They are in May and September, so spring and fall. So wonderful times to travel, less crowded. The weather is going to be great because it is going to be a little cooler. It's not going to have so much sunlight, but still a lot of opportunity for sunshine. What's wonderful about these in these 14 days is you're going to get to go to places that other cruise lines and some of our bigger ships just cannot go because we want you to see as much as possible. So going into Kodiak, going into Homer, going into Prince Rupert, and my favorite place of all in Alaska is Valdez. This is such a beautiful, beautiful place to go that you just can't get into on other itineraries, which is fantastic because you get in, you get to see Prince William Sound. You're in this kitschy little town, having a beer, eating some seafood, watching all the fishermen get out there, get their hands dirty, making sure all that seafood is ready to go for you. So some wonderful itineraries here, which are 14 days that you can take advantage of. So this is one of our new itineraries. This is going to be the second year in 2025, and Suzanne and Steve are hosting a group on this. This is such a neat itinerary because it is so unique, because you're getting to go into places you just can't go on other itineraries. And it's also round trip Seattle. So the airfare aspect really, really is great. You only have to fly round trip Seattle. That airfare is going to be less expensive than having to fly someplace else, trying to get there, time differences, all of that connections. So this is going to be a really, really great opportunity. As you can see, when you take a look at this itinerary, you are getting into some of these great places that you don't even see on the 14-day itinerary, getting into Wrangell. There's Prince Rupert in there, getting to see Haines. Haines, I had a wonderful experience. We were one of the last ships out in September, and the entire community came out to wave to us. All the kids did a little dance performance on the pier for us. Just seeing these smaller communities get out there and appreciate people coming in and just excited to see us is such a neat experience. So this is really fantastic. Suzanne, did you want to say anything about your group that's going?
Well, we'll cover the pricing and stuff a little bit later, but the thing I'm excited about is that we'll get to visit Nome, because there aren't very many cruises that visit Nome or Dutch Harbor. And there's some really good wildlife viewing opportunities there. And it also goes, look, you can see it goes inside the Arctic Circle. So if you've never been to the Arctic Circle, this is a chance to check that off your bucket list. But we'll have more information about it a little bit later in the presentation.
Yeah, if you like glaciers, it has glaciers in Spain. You're going to see Dawes, you're going to see Glacier Bay, you're going to go to College Fjord and see all the glaciers up there, and it's just
Bring your binoculars, bring your camera. You're going to see
glaciers galore.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you about it later, but we are actually next week, a week from today, we'll be having another webinar just on that group cruise. So if you're interested in that, keep that in mind. We'll talk about that later, but we're going to have another webinar on just that 28-day cruise. So we're trying not to talk about it too much here, but you can tell we're excited.
All right, so I had mentioned that we have those 3 different ways to see Alaska. So that second is Alaska cruise tours, being able to get in and going to see Fairbanks, Denali National Park, Anchorage. All of those opportunities are there. And here's why. When you take a look at Alaska, this is just an image of the interior. We don't go all the way down to Vancouver where some of those cruises start. There is so much to see and do in Alaska and the Yukon Territory. So we want you to be able to see as much as possible. So this just gives you a nice idea of Alaska in general. And look at how big Denali National Park is. There is so much opportunity there. We want you to be able to take advantage of as much as possible. All right, so I'm going to point out just a couple or just one of our most popular itineraries, a 10-day itinerary. This is nice because it really fits in from weekend to weekend for you, and it gives you a great little mixture of land and cruise. So this is going to allow you to get into Denali, have 2 nights in Denali, and get to have the Tundra Wilderness Tour included. You're also going to be able to take the train from into Denali from Anchorage or out of Denali down to Anchorage. So this is great because you really get to see Denali come to life when you're going from the city into Denali, or get to really see how Denali has such a presence as you leave Denali into Anchorage. You also are going to have those great popular ports in there, Hubbard Glacier, or College Fjord, Skagway, Juneau, Ketchikan, those major sites. And then, of course, we always want to include that inside passage so that you really get to see what it's like to have those islands on one side, the mainland on the other, and get an opportunity to see all that wildlife that calls that destination home during the summer. For Denali, we actually bought our own property. So we have the McKinley Chalet Resort right there outside the gates of Denali National Park, and right across the street from the main strip in Denali. It is a tiny little strip, but it is a main strip there with all the restaurants. We have McKinley Square, or Denali Square, where we have marshmallow roasting, s'more making. You can take funny Alaska photos. We have restaurants and music, all kinds of stuff to take advantage of here. So a lot of opportunity. We back up right along the Nenana River, which is that main river right there in Denali. So you can fish, you can whitewater raft, you can do all types of things, maybe just hike on your own, sit there, listen to the water, a fantastic calming experience. I mentioned that with 2 nights in Denali, you get to take advantage of the Tundra Wilderness Tour, which is automatically included. This is the main tour that takes you into Denali. So I think on the next slide, I have...
We've got the suites.
Oh, we got the
upgraded
suites.
there.
Just kidding. I'm getting ahead of myself. I got so excited. So we also have an opportunity to upgrade if you would like. We do have our standard cabins. They're still going to feel a little rustic for you because you're out there in the wilderness, but some beautiful upgrade opportunities as well, giving you a little bit more space and opportunity to see. We got that map of Alaska just to remind you how big it really is in there, and just really relax. Here's the Tundra Wilderness Tour slide I got for you guys. All right, so when you go to Denali National Park, you can only go in so far on your own. What you need to do is you need to actually go in on the Tundra Wilderness Tour, where you go in with a ranger and they are going to take you in. They're going to look for the wildlife. They're going to talk about the flora and fauna. They're going to do their best to keep their fingers crossed, pray to the weather gods that you are going to get to see Mount Denali as well. Only 30% of people that go to Alaska get to see Mount Denali, and we're going to give you the best shots we can. Here are some of the animals and wildlife that you can get to see while you're in Denali. These are the big 5 here. We got the bears, the Dall sheep, wolves, the caribou, and the elk. So a lot of great opportunity to get out. Oh, I'm sorry, the moose. The moose, those are the ones that we get to see a lot. They're really moody, but man, they are giant and majestic. You might even get to see some just on the side of the road. So lots of opportunity for you there. Yukon, I had mentioned that we are the only company that goes into the Yukon. So the Yukon is an area out there that you cannot access many months out of the year. And so if you're going all the way up to Fairbanks, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to get in and explore someplace different, like the Yukon Territory. Going into Dawson City and Whitehorse is like traveling back into time. We got those beautiful colored buildings, dirt roads. I think this is the only place that the casinos still give all the money back to the city to maintain the city. So we really are traveling back into time on this. So a wonderful, wonderful way. We charter that plane from Fairbanks into Dawson City. So it's just your Holland America group. getting out there and seeing the Yukon Territory. You can see here, this is one of the longer itineraries just to show you how much is out there for you to take advantage of, where you can have those great main ports on the cruise. You still get that double Denali experience, getting that tundra wilderness tour, time to get out there and explore or relax, whatever you feel like. And then also getting into Dawson City, getting into the Yukon Territory, and really getting to see what it was like for these people who are looking for that American dream, for that money, for the riches and fame.
I was just going to add that there is a 4-night version of the cruise portion of this. So it ends up being a 10-day tour. You start up here in Anchorage, you go all the way up to Fairbanks, you do one or two nights here, 1 or 2 nights here, and then you take that, I believe it's the White Pass and Yukon train, you take into Skagway, and you board the ship there. You go to Glacier Bay, I think it's Ketchikan, and maybe it could be Juneau, and then back to Vancouver. So and also Holland America has the ability for you to book a lot of their cruise tours round trip Seattle. Even though you board the cruise in Vancouver, you have a 1-night hotel stay in Seattle, then a bus will take you to Vancouver, or a flight will take you to Anchorage, and then you return at the end of your tour via bus back to Seattle. So you can have all your flights into Seattle and just that intra-air flight that's from Seattle to Anchorage. So, all right. Did you want to add anything else to the Yukon, Amanda, before Steve and I start with our onboard experience presentation?
No, I think you did a great job giving them lots of options to think about. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Steve and I absolutely love the experience on Holland America. We're going to share some of the things that we feel like are our best experiences in Alaska and with Holland America. So this picture of us here is right in front of the Dawes Glacier. And that is actually, if you want to get up close to the glaciers, there's several opportunities. I say book early. There is a little boat that comes along the side of the big boat. You get off the big boat and then you get on the little boat, and it gets you up even closer to the glacier than the ship does. So that's something I highly recommend. This is one of the beautiful fjords in Alaska, and that's why you go. It's because of the grandeur of nature. I mean, it truly is one of the most spectacular places you'll ever visit. This is a college fjord, and each of those glaciers is named after like a different East Coast, and I think maybe English college. They all have different college names. And we got to visit there when we were on our honeymoon 30 years ago. So wonderful, beautiful place to visit. This is the Mendenhall Glacier, which is located just 14 miles outside of downtown Juneau. And there's an opportunity. You can take a tour. You can do like a paddle boat, an inflatable, like a little raft floating. You can do kayaking. There's lots of opportunities to get up close and personal to this glacier. You can also just take a tour that's going to take you to the visitor center, and you hike out to like this point over here, and you can see the glacier just on foot. So it's a beautiful thing. You just need to get to that visitor center, which is 14 miles away from the port. Alaska has a lot of authentic experiences ashore. And I have this picture. This is actually my son. Oh gosh, that was probably 17 years ago when we went to Alaska. And the funny thing is about here he is learning about the miners, the gold miners that came to Alaska. And he actually has a degree from University of Arizona in mining engineering now. So that's his career. He's a mining engineer. Steve and I were talking about our favorite experience in Alaska, and it was our helicopter landing, and we got to walk around on the glacier. That was truly amazing. And then I mentioned earlier about the lumberjack show. Our kids love it. You can see they wanted to take the pieces of wood home with them as a souvenir, and they did. It's just very interesting. So Alaska can be great family experiences. We did it on our honeymoon as a romantic experience, but really a great time to hang out with family. There we are doing the White Pass and Yukon train. Just amazing experiences available in Alaska. These are some of the things that we saw when we were there. Of course, we actually saw some of these sheep when we did our helicopter landing, or I guess they're mountain goats. They're mountain goats. The White Pass and Yukon train is absolutely stunning. And again, the helicopter dog sledding is on my bucket list. That's the thing I want to do next time I go back to Alaska. And these are examples of animals that Steve and I have seen on every single one of our trips to Alaska. There's also this beautiful native artwork. There's several different totem museums that you can go to and learn about the Native Alaskan history. This boat here is in Skagway. No, not Skagway, Sitka. And it's just on display. It was made by local artisans. So some really beautiful things. Opportunity to learn about that history of Alaska. This is a statue that is, and there's pictures of two parts of it, a statue in Ketchikan. And it really represents all the different people that came to Alaska, the lumberjacks, the fishermen, the Native Alaskans, the float plane pilots, because flying is one of the major ways you get around Alaska. And then this is the, what is it called? Is it the Gadsden Purchase? Seward's Folly, the purchase of Alaska, and everybody mocked the US for buying it. And of course, now it's one of our greatest natural resources. And then this is the Alaska State Museum. When I visited a couple years ago, they remodeled it about 5 years ago. And it is a world-class museum, really, really teaching you about the history and culture of all the different peoples of Alaska. Every time I go to Alaska, I see something different. This was last September. We were there at high tide in Creek Street in Ketchikan, and I had never seen the harbor seals munching on the salmon, but that was our first time to see it, and I got some good videos of them doing it. Very interesting. And now the Holland America experience, because it's not so much, it's just as important how you get there and what your onboard experience is going to be like as the Alaskan experiences that you're going to be seeing. So we're going to talk a little bit about the pillars, and Amanda, Steve, y'all feel free to join in. But these are the 5 pillars of the Holland American experience. It's for explorers. We kind of already talked about that because you're going to explore Alaska, and foodies. So Holland America has this wonderful culinary council, great culinary program, their music program. What I love about the Holland American ships is the music walk, because you can have all your entertainment you could just kind of go from one venue to another. You don't have to take the elevators and go to another part of the ship to enjoy a different musical performance. They kind of rotate all in this music walk area, and it's amazing. We'll get into the details later. The customer service on board Holland America is second to none. Great cabin stewards, great waiters, great bar staff. Everything is just friendly, amazing, very well trained. They're just amazing people. They remember you by name. They are always greeting you with a smile. It's just, and that's everybody from the hotel and dining staff all the way up to the senior officers. It's amazing, just wonderful, friendly experience. You feel so welcome. And of course, their ships are just the right size, not too big, not too small. Here's some pictures of the beautiful ships. This is a picture we took when we were in Greenland over here. I love that because it shows how open and beautiful that is the buffet, the Lido Cafe dining. And it really is a beautiful way. If you're having lunch, you're not going to miss out on the scenery. And all the ships have these domed pools. So when they're in Alaska, there's a chance to swim, and it's a retractable roof, and beautiful open, light, airy spaces in the dining room. Here's a look at the culinary council that they have on Holland America. Some of the most world-renowned chefs contribute their menu to Holland America. And I'm going to close the door to my office because I think UPS is coming up the walk. So we'll just go. So this is good because this is food. You don't need to be able to hear me talking. You just look at the beautiful pictures. These are actually some of my own pictures that I took of the food on Holland America. And this is the Lido Marketplace, which is their quick service dining. It is not a buffet. Everything is made for you a la minute and then served to you. So it is a wonderful fast service dining experience, but not a buffet where you're just shoveling food on your plate. It's a little bit more elevated. Two of our favorite experiences on Holland America are both the Pinnacle Grill and the Canaletto Italian restaurant. And we'll talk a little bit about how you can experience those things at no extra charge. They can be included with the price of your cruise. This is the curtain of bacon, the souffle, some of the Italian dishes. Just, we love the food on Holland America. And of course, the service. I can't say enough about the friendly, gracious staff on Holland America. and a lively atmosphere. So a lot of people tell me, well, I've heard Holland America is a bunch of old people and they all go to sleep at 10 p.m. Well, the entertainment continues into the night, and they have lively things. So you are only as old as you feel on Holland America. And a lot of people like stay up and enjoy the late night music and the lively entertainment. We're going to talk about the music walk in just a second, the different components of that. So on the music walk, they had the BB King Blues Club. And these folks are people who are part of the BB King Blues Clubs on land, and they actually rotate and come onto the ship and perform as part of the entertainment on every single Holland America cruise. You also have the billboard on board, where you have two piano players that play themed hits, and they play piano, they take requests, they do impromptu. It's really wonderful to listen to them. They usually have very good voices, and they're also very talented piano players. They also have a program called Lincoln Center on Stage, where you're going to get classical music, and they have the Rolling Stone Rock Room. And I have some video of that a little bit later, but it's the greatest hits of rock and roll. This is one of the things on main stage. It's BBC Earth in concert. They show those beautiful BBC Earth videos with a live orchestra playing the score from the show. They have the Step One Dance Company, which is it gives really dancers a chance to be headliners, beautiful dance shows. And then I have another one of their shows, which is sort of their answer to the boy band. And I have a little video that goes with it. So let's see. I get it. Music, and here's a bit of the Lincoln Center on Stage. Okay, I hate to cut that off because Gershwin is so beautiful. Well, let me go back here. I skipped one. Hang on. There we go. This is the BB King Blues Club.
And I'm just a rare clown, but don't let nobody play me cheap. I got this is more than
Okay, and this is the piano players. You probably didn't understand what she was singing, because she was actually, this is an American singer. She was actually singing in Icelandic, and this was when our cruise to Iceland last year. And I had requested that song, which was an Academy Award nominated song from the really, really stupid Will Ferrell movie Eurovision. And I said, well, we're going to be in Iceland because it takes place in Iceland. And she said, yeah, it's a beautiful song. I'll learn it. She performed it a couple of times for me on the ship. It was amazing, amazing to have that personalized interaction with the entertainers who are willing to learn something for you. And finally, I have to go to the band that's playing my favorite band from the 80s, the Cars. And I was across the room. They started playing the Cars. I said goodbye to my friends and went up and got and danced to them playing the Cars. Okay, so you can see that Holland America has music for people of every age and every taste, everything from classical to blues to piano sing-along and rock and roll. You will not be bored when it comes to the entertainment on Holland America. And everybody who's in this presentation is not new to cruise. You've cruised before, but if anybody's new, I always like to include this slide just to show how much is included with the basic price of your cruise. It is a very, very inclusive product. But this is what I got to show you, is that there's several ways to book your Holland America cruise. So we have currently the Have It All early booking bonus for 2025. And that is the best inclusive package that you are going to get from Holland America. It includes the elite beverage package. So it's going to have a little bit higher end of beverages that you can choose from. You get 15 alcoholic or non-alcoholic drinks a day. So if you drink more than that, I think you're going to have to go to rehab when you get home. It has, you get the premium Wi-Fi. You get the prepaid crew appreciation, which is the new term for gratuities. You get one night of specialty dining for 2 guests for every 7 days of the cruise with a maximum of 3. So if you have a 24-night cruise, you'll get 3 specialty dining experiences. And those are valued at $25 to $45 per dinner. So it is a very good value. It gives you a chance to try that. Yeah, per person, yes. And it gives you a chance to try that premium dining product, which the main dining room product on Holland America is great, but this is just even a step up and something that's a nice treat a couple nights of the cruise. We also have our CruiseOne exclusive pricing. So this is pricing that you can't get directly from Holland America. They're deeply discounted rates. They don't include the Have It All or the Have It All Plus in the base rate. And they're available to us. We're a preferred national account of Holland America. The good thing is that we can combine those CruiseOne exclusive rates and add Have It All Plus for just $50 per person per day. So it ends up being a savings. Sometimes it's only $70 or so, but sometimes it can be up to $1,000 of saving versus how you book direct. And with those CruiseOne exclusive rates, many times we also have additional perks, like maybe a lunch lunch at the Pinnacle Grill or an extra dinner at Canaletto. So there's also some, additional benefits that you get when you book through us.
Hey, Suzanne, can I mention
Yes,
something
ma'am.
real quick?
Please.
So the elite drink package isn't just for alcoholic drinks as well. It's for sodas. It's for the specialty coffees at the Explorer Cafe or the Dutch Cafe. So if you like a latte in the morning or a cappuccino, or even just want a really nice decaf latte in the afternoon, that's going to be included in the drink package also. So it makes your pricing very, very inclusive. So for those of you who have cruised before and know how, for some reason, the moment we get on that ship, we look at that folio over and over and over again, this is going to really limit a lot of that stress of looking at your folio, because so much is included in this.
Yeah, it is really nice, especially with having the prepaid gratuities, because Holland America doesn't offer prepaid gratuities as a standard benefit. It's just on these special like early booking promotions where you have the Elite Plus that includes the prepaid gratuities. So it's one less thing you have to worry about. You get the premium Wi-Fi, and I've had the basic Wi-Fi. I always upgrade to premium because I'm trying to run my business on the ship. But even if you want to just maybe check your Facebook feed, the premium Wi-Fi is going to let everything load quicker. I think you can even sometimes do streaming on the premium Wi-Fi. So yeah, that's a huge value to have that. It's great to have the ability to book a wonderful line like Holland America and know that you're basically having all-inclusive price. And Amanda, if you could just speak, most of the 2023 and 24 cruises have the standard Have It All, but there are still some itineraries that have the Have It All Plus in 2024 too. I know because I just booked one yesterday. So
we have a really great promotion going on right now, our Unforgettable Journeys promotion, that is actually giving you this same promotion on 2024 itineraries as well, and it's some of our end of the year 2023 itineraries. So if there is something that you want to do, you want to get out to the Caribbean, the Panama Canal, maybe hit Alaska a little earlier, maybe do a cruise tour and then join Suzanne for the 28-day in 2025. There's lots of availability and promotions for you to take advantage of if you want to get on board earlier.
And for those of you that have cruised Holland America before, there is also an additional bonus that you get being a member of the Mariner Society. So I don't know if we have any past Holland America guests, but I wanted to at least mention that. And from what I understand, this is something that's going to continue. Is that not right, Amanda, for early bookings for Mariner Society members?
Right, so this is a great benefit if you are interested in going in a particular destination and you book within 90 days of us releasing this product. This is in addition to whatever promotions are available for you. So this is a really great way just to have a little bit extra spending money, get out in the spa when you're on board, buy yourself a nice jacket, something like that. So some really great opportunities just to have even more benefits available to you once you're on board.
So all of Alaska 25 right now counts for that. So that's part of why we're talking about it here today.
2025. Okay. So what I'm going to be going over with you is really just our exclusive prices for the 2025, but I wanted to let you know that we do have some special promotional rates still for 2024 that you can book through CruiseOne that you cannot get through Holland America Direct. We can price it out both ways, and we can look at the best offer that's going to work best for you. This is just some examples of some of the discounted pricing that I have. It's not a huge savings because you are getting a really good early booking price on the Have It All Plus. But if you look, we do have a savings over Booking Direct. And plus you'll get those extra benefits by booking into one of these promotional rates. You may get an extra specialty dining experience or extra onboard credit, something like that when you book into this. Again, another example, the Westerdam, that's the Dawes Glacier. That was the glacier you saw the picture of Steve and I in front of. Again, we have a nice little savings that we can offer you when we add all those things together. And I use the example of the VAs because most of my clients will want to be midship and not, in a good location for their balconies and have no obstructions. There are other balconies available, and I do have some at discounted pricing, but the midship is the most popular. So I just put that on here. It's not the cheapest balcony, but it's certainly some of the best and the most popular. But if that's not the right fit for you, I do personalized cruise consultations, so we'll find the best fit for you. We have some great prices on the 14-day Alaska itinerary in 2025. Again, comparing, this is the Have It All Plus. This is my special rate that I have. And again, we also have it on September 14th. So if you're one of those people that wants to have an opportunity to see Northern Lights, that September 14th cruise might be the one for you to take. And again, fewer crowds, a little bit cooler weather, but not drastically. And then I've got a couple options on, this is an example of ones. This is the Nordom. This is one of the one-way cruises. The Have It All Plus, the exclusive pricing, and then adding the Have It All Plus to the exclusive pricing. You can see it's a little bit of a savings. So I just always want to point out that to you that booking through me and getting all my exceptional service and my expertise doesn't cost you any, and I can even sometimes find ways to save you money. Again, another cruise. These are the round trip Vancouver itineraries. These are really beautiful. If you look, you get that wonderful cruise experience on the Inside Passage. I've got the Koningsdam on May 10th, Koningsdam on July 12th. I think I even have another one out there. But again, a little bit of savings over booking with the Cruise Line Direct. And we have that 28-nighter. Now remember, this is the one we're going to have a presentation on next week. So and I forgot to add, all these prices that I'm showing you here include taxes and port fees already in the price of the cruise. I don't like to advertise one price, and then Alaska, the taxes are like $235 more. So I always include that in my price because I don't want people, I don't want to quote you a low price and then go, oh, and by the way, you got to pay $235 more per person in taxes. I've quoted all these prices in this presentation with the taxes and port charges included.
And all of our prices will have, all of our exclusive pricing will have fixed prices until I think it's December of 24. Whereas the cruise line will gradually raise their prices as the season gets closer and closer.
But the one thing I wanted to point out is that Steve and I usually cruise in a balcony, but we sometimes, depending on the length of the cruise and what we're doing, we might choose to cruise in an ocean view. And for this cruise, we just decided, you know what, we'd love to do that cruise, but we think an ocean view is going to be a better fit for the price point. So we chose the category C Ocean View. That's their midship ocean view cabin. It's close by to the elevators. It's a good location. If you're sensitive to motion, it's a great location because it's a lower deck and it's center of the ship. Now, The thing I like about the ocean views is they're all in this category. They're all unobstructed, and you get that natural light in the room. You don't have the walkout balcony, but the ships have such beautiful public spaces that you can always find a beautiful place. They have the wraparound promenade. You can always find a beautiful place to go out and look at the scenery, even if it's not from your private balcony. But we do have private balconies, and a lot of people, they're just like, oh yes, that's absolutely the way to go. So I just wanted to show you that you have some options. And next year we'll be doing a webinar, or next week, excuse me, we'll be doing a webinar specifically on this itinerary.
And I will include after this webinar is over, we'll put out like a thank you note with a link to the video, and also include a link to that webinar if you are interested in the 28-day webinar.
So I have a little summary slide of why we had this event today. I mean, we want you to know that 2025 had that early booking Have It All Plus, which is great. It includes all these amenities, the free crew appreciation, the free upgrade to the premium Wi-Fi, the free upgrade to the elite beverage. It has a low price guarantee. So if the price was to drop before the offer expires, and Steve and I do this anyway, we do fair watching all the time. And so if we happen to get a notification, we would call you and make sure that we got you lower price. Shore excursions, you get credits for shore excursions per person. You get up to $300 per person to go towards shore excursion. So Holland America is really giving you that little bit of extra benefit to make sure that when you take the cruise, that you are experiencing all that they have to offer. And specialty dining. So I love the Pinnacle Grill. I know better. I'm not sure. I love them both. And there's
Who doesn't like a
Tamarind is
curtain of
also-
bacon?
Everybody likes a curtain of bacon, but a Tamarind, I had Saltimbocca. I mean, not Tamarind. Canaletto had Saltimbocca that was really good. So, okay, well, we've got a couple more summary slides. This, I wanted to let you know that one of the things that our agency specializes in is these extended cruises with Holland America. We have some of these, you can see some of them like round trip San Diego, round trip Boston, round trip. I mean, we have cruises that are round trip Fort Lauderdale that take you over to Europe. So you don't have to fly to Europe. So those are some really incredible itineraries that Holland America has. And we have special pricing on these because we want to give our clients that opportunity to experience the world without having to take a long haul flight. Some of these cruises are absolutely amazing. So if you're interested in seeing more of the world from your backyard or just taking a longer cruise, we are your experts. We can help you plan that as well. So as a thank you for attending our virtual cruise night, we have a special bonus for new bookings. So book any Holland America cruise 7 nights or longer and receive a bonus onboard credit based on the cabin category. You can see the little chart over there. All of the standard Alaska cruises and cruise tours are eligible. You got to get booked with me by August 6th, and it combines with our CruiseOne exclusive pricing and all the early booking bonuses. So those itineraries that I showed you where we have the exclusive pricing, it combines with those as well. So let's have a little summary. We really hope you enjoyed this presentation and learned a lot. I feel like I'm talking a million miles an hour, but it's just, I get so excited about Alaska and I want to tell you everything there is to know. Main points about Holland America. They have more Glacier Bay itineraries and cruise tour options than any other cruise line. So there's a chance to customize with those cruise tours. You get the deeply discounted CruiseOne pricing on many itineraries. 2025 departures have it all booking bonus. So now is the time to book. You get the lowest price, you get all these bonuses, and your deposit is going to be refundable until usually about it's on some of the longer cruises, it's a little longer, but we'll just use the general 90 days before sailing. So your deposit's completely
120.
refundable. Yeah, 120
It's
on the
final
120s.
payment. It's final payment and when penalties begin. So just depending on the itinerary. Yeah.
Yeah, the longer itineraries, it's 120, but the shorter one, most of them are 90 days. So you basically are booking risk-free. You put down your deposit and, you know, God forbid that something was to happen a year from now and you had to cancel your cruise. You're not going to lose your money. You're not putting it at risk. I have many 2024 departures that have it all. And some of them have the have it all early booking bonus. I think every one of them has have it all, but Some of them still have the have it all booking bonus. So if you want to go in 24, maybe even some 23, we can look and see what the pricing and everything looks like. You get the virtual cruise night bonus onboard credit. And of course, the best part is that you get my personalized vacation planning with our agency. That is one of the things that I pride myself on the most is the attention and care and the help that I provide my guests in their planning experience. So thank you so much for attending. What's next? Call me for a complete quote on your cruise and our next exciting Holland American cruise tour. Again, the low price guarantee and that wonderful concierge level service from me. So I am going to stop sharing my screen. And then I will just open it up.
See if
to
anybody has any questions. You will
has
need to
any
unmute yourself.
questions. You'll need to unmute yourself, yeah. Any questions?
Mike
Suzanne?
Bruce is trying to ask one. There he goes.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna ask you a question. I was just gonna say we're very interested in the 28-day cruise to the Arctic Circle.
Awesome. That's great to hear. It's exciting. All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, we're excited. Amanda, did you have any more comments or any little tidbits to give people?
No, I think, what we're really proud about Holland America is just giving you variety, giving you options, giving you the ability to do as much or as little as you would like, getting to eat as much or as little as you would like. We just really give you that freedom and flexibility, and we are very excited to get to welcome you on board on your Holland America cruise.
Thank you. All right. Well, Steve, anything you want to add?
No, I think I interjected where I needed to, and
Okay, well, we're super excited about the opportunity to help you plan your next Holland America vacation. So please reach out to me. There's no obligation. I'll work with you, help you find the perfect itinerary. So
I'm gonna
again,
go
thank
ahead
you
and
so
stop the
much.
recording. So if maybe some shyer people don't want to be on the recording, they can still ask a question.